In this tutorial, we shall add a web API that allows us to get all the records of a table. Please do note, however, that such a query is never done in a real project. It is invariably qualified with some parameters that return a lesser number of records. But this is a tutorial, so let us get started with a query that will return all the records of a table. As we told in the first tutorial, a web API is just a function on the server side. This function is executed through a URL, and let us decide for this tutorial that the URL would be a readable URL like /doctor/all, and /all would have been equally good. Similarly, /API/doctor/all, that would have been equally good. The point is that we have to decide on a URL that will be bound, that will be connected to our web API function. The next step is to connect this function, this URL, to a function on the server side. This is also called mapping a request to a function. The easiest way to map a GET request is to use the map_get function of the web application class. This function takes two parameters. The first is the relative path of the URL, and the second is a lambda or a request delegate that contains the body of the web API function. In our case, we will have a mapping like app.mapGet. The first parameter is a path to the URL, the segments. The second is the lambda that will be executed when this URL is hit from the browser. Let us do it practically. Open the Solution Explorer of the starting project that we created in the previous tutorial. Locate the program.cs file, double-click and open this file so that we can examine the code. Recall that we added a DB context for an in-memory SQLite database. This we have done in the previous tutorial, and after that we added some test data to the doctors table. This is the data that we have to query now, and now just after that we have added a map_get request. This request maps the URL to a lambda that takes our DB context as a parameter. The return statement is used to return a list of all the records, and most of the magic is handled by the ASPNET Core engine. First of all, it makes the DB context available as a parameter. This is all magic that is handled by ASP.NET Core for us. And the second is that it will format the result as a JSON string and send the HTTP response as a JSON string for us. And lastly, let us call the web API. Since it is a GET type of request, we can open the browser and open the URL /doctor/all. And we verify that we indeed get a list of all the records in the table. In the next tutorial, we shall learn how to pass parameters to web API function. Thank you.